evening, my fellow chooms, and welcome to our review of Cyberpunk Edgerunners. In a dystopian overrun by corruption, crime, and cybernetic implants, an impulsive but talented street kid named David, after losing everything he has in a drive-by shooting, makes the choice to survive on the wrong side of the law as an edgerunner, a high-tech black market mercenary, also known as a cyberpunk. Now, if you didn't get the hint, this show was based on the Cyberpunk 2077 games that everyone knows is famous for having Keanu Reeves in it as one of the main characters. But this show definitely tops it. I mean, I only got to play like an hour of the game after watching this show for the very first time, because this show is a really good advertisement for that game. I came back, I decided to come back to re-record my review, and this was amazing, just as amazing as I remembered, and let me just say, I almost cried at the end a second time, because God, I love David, I love Rebecca, and I love the whole Choom squad. I mean, they are amazing. I love the effects of it. I love all the robotics, all the implants. I love the massive hands, and the deaths feel real. Like, whether it's Rebecca's brother, I'm trying to remember his name. Yeah, it's Pillar. After he gets his head blown off by a cyber psycho who's urinating on the group's turf. We also have Maine, who was the veteran edgerunner leader of the group that they're a part of, and he ends up turning into a cyber psycho and ends up giving David the crew and giving him his hands like he promised during the middle of the show. And just, I love the one episode where we get a scene of them talking on top of both Lucy and David going around training, practicing, getting David up to snuff to be able to continue being a cyberpunk and being able to use his implant. Speaking of Lucy, she is the love interest. She is the main girl that David is in love with. She's also a net runner, and she plays a huge part in this. She really hates the company Arasaka that the whole group is against and is trying to take down, run by one of David's old classmates' fathers, who the guy's a douchebag because he tried getting David to go back into the school so they can use him as a test subject for this military grade weapon. It's like a tank suit, but luckily David refuses, and they end up capturing him, stealing information from him, and that's how we end up losing Maine and not Rebecca, Dorio. She ends up getting taken down. She was Maine's girlfriend and second in command. She gets taken down before Maine. I kind of feel bad for her after Maine becomes a cyber psycho or starts to become one, because he does end up almost killing Kiwi, another one of the veterans. She's a veteran netrunner who brought Lucy into the mix after finding her after Lucy escaped an Arasaka facility who was killing her and her friends. And I kind of hate Kiwi. I mean, I get what she's doing. They're all pretty much mercenaries, and she ends up betraying David and the gang to Falco, this asshole. No, wait, Falco's the getaway driver. Faraday is the one that I'm thinking of. He's a fixer who betrays the group in the sense that he's business only and he's only out for himself, and he's kind of the reason why Maine dies. He's just this asshole who does corporate espionage against Arasaka, but later on he does end up working for them, and he works with Kiwi to take down the crew, and he's the reason why everyone dies here. He gives them the jobs that bring them into light of Arasaka, and he caused the ambush that ended up forcing David to go into the huge mech. Well, it's tank-sized mech, but he's also the reason why Kiwi ends up dying because he betrays her. He also gets Rebecca killed. I mean, we all know how Rebecca dies if you've seen the show, and it is one of the saddest deaths. I mean, that girl did not deserve to die. All she did was try to protect her brother. She worried about her brother the entire time because he's her older brother, despite how much she obviously wants to kill him, because even she says when he dies that she wanted to be the one to kill him because the guy was kind of a loudmouth and an annoying character, but he was also kind of funny. There were some funny lines between Pillar and Rebecca, but I feel so bad for Rebecca. She's one of my favorite characters because all she does is try to help everyone. She literally follows David because she has a crush on him, and she's his second love interest, but she usually goes unnoticed because of Lucy, and I love her because of how she's not as big of a loudmouth as her brother, but she is. I mean, if David or everyone else had just fucking listened to her, then none of those chooms would have died. Like, seriously, she tells David not to go into the mech, even though it's the only way to save Lucy, but he doesn't listen, and she ends up following him with Falco, the getaway driver who took over driving after David became the leader, and they end up... Rebecca ends up getting crushed by this massive mech user named Atom Smasher, who ends up, we get to see the aftermath of it, and I felt so bad because all she was doing was protecting David, and it's bullshit. She did not have to die. She was a really good character, and I loved how just badass she was in every scene, using 2 guns and just taking out everyone. But yeah, she did not deserve to die. David didn't deserve to die. I mean, the guy went through so much. I mean, the entire show, we watch him go through PTSD because he ended up killing a woman who was very similar to his mother. He had to suffer the death of his mother, who died in front of him, because of the standards of the city, where if you can't pay, platinum or gold package for the trauma unit, you're kind of screwed. So she ends up getting picked up by what they call the meat wagon, and she doesn't survive the surgery that was supposed to save her, but she ends up dying because her and David get caught up in this drive-by shooting that was unwarranted, but I guess it's implied that it was connected to her selling implants to the to Maine and the rest of the crew. Apparently she was doing jobs for them to keep David in the academy that he was going to, but she ends up dying, and because they had to go to David's school because David trusted the Rip Doctor to try and fix, Ripper Doc, who tries to fix his, or tries to bypass the headset that he used for class, and he ends up getting in trouble. They end up driving home, and then they get killed. Well, David's mother gets killed, Gloria, who she really didn't deserve it. She was a really good mother, and she was very encouraging. She wanted only the best for David, despite their situation, and I just really, really feel bad that she did not deserve that, because she did work herself to the bone just to give him a good life. So David had to witness that, so he then ended up on his own, ended up meeting Lucy, which I guess was a good thing, and he got to meet Rebecca in the rest of the game, and he ends up watching as Maine, Durio, Pillar, and Rebecca dies, like, right in front of him, and it's really sad because it just drives him over the edge, and just, fuck, I feel so bad for these characters. I guess some people say, like, Chainsaw Man, the answer to the show when someone asks what's it about is everybody dies. Well, here, pretty much everybody dies, except for Lucy, who gets to go to the moon, despite losing David, because David, his dream was to protect Lucy, similar to Rebecca's dream for him, and they wanted to go to the moon together, and they were in this whole romantic relationship, but now David doesn't get to see the moon, and Lucy gets her wish to go see it, and Falco disappears with his money, and it's this show, while it is amazing, and I love the designs, and I love the look of it, and I love all the cityscape, and I love the action scenes, I just feel so bad. Like, this show makes me feel really bad. Now, before we end this video, I'm definitely gonna give the show a 10.5 out of 10.5 because it is so fucking good, and I highly recommend it to anyone that's looking for something good to watch on Netflix, because this is really good. But before we end this video, if you guys remember, during the Spy X Family, Silva did this little award ceremony that I did for Anya for the most adorable character. Well, I forgot to also give her show the best comedy anime of 2022, so Spy X Family gets most adorable character for Anya, and best comedy anime of 2022. Previous anime, Call of the Night, that we did gets best romance and best new series of 2022. My Dress Up Darling gets best character design of 2022, because damn, those designs and those costumes look really good. And finally, Cyberpunk Edgerunners gets best action, best drama, and best main character, who is David Martinez of 2022. So yeah, this has been our little award ceremony, since we kind of missed the whole Crunchyroll Awards. So yeah, these are the Filmaru Awards for best anime shows, and just these four were just so exceptional, and I can't say anything else because I'd probably ruin this moment. But yeah, have a great night, guys, and stay human.